I believe that everything happens for a reason. Through many different struggles, I had my mother to reassure me that everything happens for a reason. From breakups to bad grades, I have used these words to find peace. I use these words to guide myself through the many heartaches and disappointments that I have faced. I use these words when struggling with coming to terms with the aftermath of painful situations. When I am feeling hurt or let down, I remind myself that this too has happened for a reason. I know now that the many trials and tribulations that I have experienced have molded me into the person that I am today. I have been plagued with depression and anxiety for most of my life. It can be extremely easy for me to fall down a rabbit hole of anger, sadness, and regret. I often struggle with situations that are out of my control. I am easily hurt and disappointed. When I was only 16, I had experienced my first heartbreak. I felt as though I would never be able to come to terms with the fact that the loss of my significant other was no one's fault but my own. At the time, mental illness had completely consumed my mind. I was hurting myself. I was dying. My partner could no longer watch and be my enabler. I had spiraled worse than before after this breakup and had been forced into treatment. I asked, why me? I pleaded and cried to a higher power that I did not quite believe in. I begged to go back in time. I begged for freedom from my illness. It was my mother again who reminded me that this too has happened for a reason. I had to accept the fact that this was my wake up call. This was my reason. This was the first time in my life that these words truly resonated with me. These words of reassurance are the most beautiful thing that I can offer myself. I can use these words to move forward in the process of healing. I have learned to appreciate some of the most painful and traumatic experiences. I have adapted into a stronger individual. I have developed the skill set required to bring myself back to reality when dwelling over situations of distress. I usually cannot see what this reasoning is until much later in my journey, but I must have faith in the process. I can only understand why when I'm able to look back upon my experiences with gratitude and acceptance. I believe that acceptance is the very foundation of this belief. This experience was not the end of my journey. I am only human. I will continue to experience heartache. Everything happens for a reason. This I believe.